What is up, ball bags? JJ back here from Run Pure Bets with another free pick for you. This time it's going to be for Thursday Night Football in the NFL. Game's going to be played between the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts on November the 12th. Current spread is a pick'em and the total 48.5. So last week I dropped the underplay from Thursday Night Football. I did say it was the least confident I've been in a play all year for these Thursday Night Football videos, especially with all the injuries rolling in. That's why I only wanted to do it for half unit. Lost the under in the final seconds, but par for the course, right? Crying is, as you all know, reserved for Lifetime movies and chopping up onions. It was nice to hit another best bet, though, from the Sunday AM vid I did with Holden on that little 6-point teaser. Last week, we had a grand total of 0 4-0 comments from the Thursday Night Football video. This all year, though, has actually been impressive from you guys when you think about it, because this is only the second time all year there hasn't been a winner. Let's not keep this as a repeating trend, though, as we'll run this contest again. Go 4-0 in the comment section on your favorite NFL bets. Earn yourself some Run Pure gear. We'll send you a Run Pure shirt, hat, or a jock strap. The jock straps are on back order, though, so it'll take some extra time, but imagine not wearing a jock strap. All right, so check this, right? Last Saturday, I go to a friend's house in the evening who invited us over for dinner and drinks. It was in total 6 of us, upstate New York. And I figured we'd be inside, so I dressed appropriately for that with just a t-shirt. Well, I was mistaken outside the entire time. By the way, these are people that we spend time with often. It's not like we're seeing people for the first time in years, because I know with all this COVID stuff. Needless to say, cold weather isn't exactly my best look. When it's colder than 50 degrees outside, I'm legit rocking a negative. The cool kids probably call this a moose knuckle. Anyway, so we're outside for about an hour before our friend offers Kristen and I a blanket, to which we accept. Now, she comes out, throws this heavy fleece blanket on us. Now, I can't stress this enough. This blanket lands on us, and I'm like, ugh. I look at Kristen, and I'm like, what the fuck? This blanket legitimately smells like cock. Okay, it's as if a gangbang took place on this blanket within the prior hour. And I know what you're thinking, right? Well, how do you know what a gangbang smells like? Well, I mean, when you know, you know. And look, to each his or own. I mean, I don't judge, but my nostrils were burning. And I'm like, look, this is your fault, Kristen. Maybe if you didn't look like you were so goddamn cold out here, we wouldn't have to be whiffing cock every 5 seconds. So she starts laughing and goes, I got to get out of here. So she stands up and says, I'm going to go head over to the fireplace to get a little warmer. I'm like, Kristen, don't you be leaving me here with this dick-smelling blanket. Needless to say, I got stuck with that blanket for over an hour. One of my friends comes by, sits by me a few minutes after she left and goes, oh, why aren't you using the blanket? It's cold out here. I'm like, give that thing a whiff. He goes, oof, that is awful. I'm like, I know. I'm convinced that blanket was used to clean up vomit earlier in the day. All right, so what's the moral of the story, right? Always keep a blanket in your car when you go anywhere, especially if it's going to be cold outside. I needed a sinus flush to get rid of the smell. It's just not worth the risk. Okay, on to the game here. Titans, Colts. Should be a good game, right? But let me start by mentioning these are 2 of the most overrated teams in football. At a pick, I'm going to be on the Titans here, though. First of all, those that have followed any of my content relative to the Colts this year know how much I don't like Jonathan Taylor. I just think he's simply an awful running back. Forget the offensive line. I don't think Moses can help this dude. Not to mention, I mean, it has nothing really to do with the handicap, but I just figured I'd mention. Had this game a lean at -1.5, but so at a pick, I'm definitely like the Titans in this spot. So look, the Colts have real good peripherals defensively, right? But this team's given up 20+ in 4 straight games. Now, Darius Leonard, who was out for most of those games, could return for this last one against Baltimore. Very good versus the run. Huge upgrade to this defense, but how much is too much? As I said, the Colts did a great job stopping the Ravens last week versus the run, but I'd argue, they'll have more to be concerned with in the passing game this week. The Titans are coming off a nice win versus the Bears, but I mean, you want to talk about overrated Bears. Woof. Here's what I know. I get with the Titans, right? I get points that are going to be scored. This team moves the ball offensively against nearly everyone. They had a head scratcher against the Bengals, which I'll call an anomaly, but for the most part, this offense is live week after week behind Henry and the play-action game behind Tannehill. Now, T.Y. Hilton's going to be back for the Colts, but does this really move the needle all that much? I personally don't think so. We know Rivers is good for a turnover or 2, but the big red flag for Tennessee is third down defense. They're last in the league in getting off the field on third down. And I don't just blow the team I'm going to bet. I'll give you, the angles from all sides. I spread the love. To counter this, though, the Colts have been bad on third down offensively, ranking 28th in third down conversion. This could have to do with their rushing struggles early on and early downs, meaning for, causing a lot of long third downs. Needless to say, I can't assume this just stops here. And also, the Colts are 31st in the NFL in rushes per attempt, and I don't expect that to change either here as well. So here's what's most interesting, though, to me in this game. In terms of yards per play, the Titans are the second best team the Colts have faced all year. Titans rank 7th in the league at 6 yards per play offensively. The only team better the Colts have seen is the Vikings, who, by the way, they saw them week 2, and the Vikings are a whole different team right now than they were weeks 1 and 2. The closest offense in terms of yards per play is the Browns that the Colts have faced, and the Browns are ranked 15th, and yes, it's really the Browns are the closest. This Titans offense should be able to move the ball, and the Titans defense isn't nearly as bad as these box scores look. Colts offense and their inability to gain consistent yardage on first and second down running the football could create many third and longs here, as it's done for them most of the year, which probably leads to why they're so poor on third down overall. But that's why I kind of leaned the Titans defensively to play a little better in that stretch. Now, overall, as noted, I'm going to be on the Titans at a pick'em. Okay, so let's talk on Prize Picks. It would be easy for me to just say Jonathan Taylor under, whatever the number, I don't care. But that's not how we do things here, right? We always focus on the number and importance there. His number is only 10.5 at Prize Picks, so I am worried about an accidental touchdown, letting him go over. I do like 2 overs, though. There's a lot of soft numbers for this game. On the Colts side, Phillip Rivers over 16.6 fantasy points. It's a pure number play here for a team that does not run the football well. He does get Hilton back, which of course helps. Just a real low number in this spot. Think about it: 200 yards, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns. More or less will get him at about 16.5. On the Titans end, I like a linebacker prop over. Jaylen Brown over 8.5, who has just been piling up tackles recently. He's had double-digit tackles 3 of his last 4. You obviously get a point for every one of them. In the one game he didn't, he actually had an interception, so he went over his number there as well. Colts love to run the ball. They're just not that good at it, so expect Brown's name to be called often. Making plays, as he always seems to be around the football. And remember, head over to prizepicks.com, use code PURE, P-U-R-E, to sign up for a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. It's a free $100, folks, and I'm providing plays daily over on our site, runpurebets.com. Now, to recap, I'm on the Titans money line, depending what price you get, minus 107s at DraftKings in Jersey. And on Prize Picks, I like Phillip Rivers over 16.6 and Jaylen Brown over 8.5 points. Want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. Create some fake accounts more. Thumbs up. If you did not enjoy, I hope you wake up with your nuts tied to a car battery. As always, drop comments below with your thoughts on the vid. And also drop your NFL picks for the week. Win yourself some free swag if you go 4-0. Remember, folks, this is a safe place. We'll have a live show for the Thursday Night Football game, live shows throughout the weekend, and I'll be back here Sunday a.m. with Holden to talk more NFL. I wish you all the best of luck with all your bets. Gamble responsibly. And, of course, stay safe, folks.